Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to take a minute to show you a little something. The blessings of being an early riser. In the morning, you get to see that beautiful sunrise. Man, it's really nice this time of year when you're able to have the curtains down, warm enough out. I know I'm wearing a hat, but that's just because, I like it warm. It's warm enough out that we can have the curtains down, that we can see outside. Oh, it's just best time of the year. I probably never explained this before, but electricity and we just don't get along. The biggest one, don't mind the cooler. The biggest issue I have, that's a 7.5 horse electrical motor. What the motor does, is it turns the vacuum pump. That creates the vacuum for sucking the milk out. As you can see, I have a fan here. That motor, on a decently warm day like today is gonna be, it's gonna be a decently warm day today. On a 2.5 hour milking stretch, that motor will kick off twice. And then I gotta wait 5-10 minutes, reset the motor, and I can go again for a little while. I'm going to find out today how much it's going to cost to replace that motor. I'm a little worried. Speaking of electrical issues, tractor won't start without a boost either. Well, I just come back from the motor shop and he told me some not so nice news. It's $1,500 to replace that motor plus tax. So we're running over some different suggestions. We're guessing that the overload switch is shot because that's what's happening, right? The overload, it's got too much of an overload because it's too hot. I'm going to pull this cover off and I'm going to read the number that's on the overload switch. Hopefully it's one that he has sitting there used that we can see if it works so that I can not have the fan. I cannot function the farm without that motor. Just like I can't function the farm without the cooler, and I can't function the farm without everything. All is very important. This saves me a lot of time. I don't feel like milking 77 goats by hand. That's not an option. So we're going to pull that cover off and read that number and see if it's the right one. There's our problem switch. That's the overload capacitor. But I noticed this. You guys seen a Marette that looks like that before? It's supposed to look like that. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Seeing that burnt Marette just gave me the heebie-jeebies. I hate electricity because I always get shocked. Anyways, we're on to the next electrical issue. Tractor. So the issues I have with this tractor is my positive terminal can just come off. It's not good. I bought a new thing here because this one I can't get any tighter. So I'm hoping that I'm able to put this on and then reconnect this wire. So I just got to find some wrenches. We used a piece of aluminum pop can to try to make it tighter, and it worked for a little bit, but it's not working anymore. So we're going to try and get that fixed. Okay, let's see if it works. Woohoo! Oh man, I'm glad I got that working. That was nothing but headaches the last few days. That's one electrical issue fixed. Now to just for the vacuum pump motor to work. Huh. Must be a new guy doing deliveries today for Norwell. That's the detergent that's supposed to go in the milk house. That's over there. Oh well, guess I gotta move that over. No filters. No filters. Ooh, there's some filters too. Oh well, guess we'll get this sorted out. Well, we're off to the dairy farm today. We have got to rip down some section of barn. Now I haven't started this thing since the middle of February, so let's see how the old dairy does. Oh, don't ever tell me that the old engines are junk just because they smoke a little. We're gonna get to slinging some beams and some rocks and some stuff out of the way for progress. New buildings are progress. Well, unfortunately, earlier my phone kind of ran out of battery, so I wasn't able to film much. So today was a pretty uneventful day. We'll see you tomorrow, though. And we're back. Well, actually, it's been like 3 days. Not the next day. Things got a little crazy. But I'm doing chores at the same time. I got the water back. Got a little secret to show you. Peaches had her kittens. I don't know what they are because she had them last night. So yeah, she had them last night. She had 4. One didn't make it. It was too early. I'm not sure how that works, but when I pulled it out, it wasn't very nice. The other ones are doing very well. There's 2 orange ones, like the daddy, and there's one that looks a lot like our last cat. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we got 2 orange ones. Today I got a bit going on today. My goodness, where to start? Oh, I don't even know where to start. We are going to start building, speaking of start, we are going to start building the second chicken coop today. So hang on tight for that one. I gotta go get some mouse bait because I heard a little mousey scratching on top of my shower last night, and well, mice in the barn is one thing, mice in my house, that's a no-no. I also gotta clean the mom replacer again. It's like an every other day thing. I didn't get to it on the last one because I just ran out of time. And I also, what else do I gotta do? There was something else I had to do and now I forget. But yeah, there's a few things we gotta do today. Hey, I just remembered the last thing I needed to do. We gotta clean up the chicken coop. So I just filled the bag full of straw, grab my trusty wheelbarrow, grab my rake. I'll explain that later. And off we go to go clean up the chicken coop. Now I designed the chicken coop here so that I had the door swing up. Initially, the drawings called for the door to swing down, but the way I had it all figured out was when I clean the chicken coop out, it's going to be harder if the door swung down. So I know they're not normally inside, but they like to poop when they roost. So I gotta clean all that up. All nice and clean. So as you can see, it's not just a regular piece of plywood I put on the bottom. This is a piece of plywood that's covered in plastic, so it won't rot as quickly, and it also keeps the moisture in. The wood's not absorbing it, so that it doesn't stink quite as bad. As long as they don't, you know, put poop everywhere else, it's pretty good. It actually, and cleaning it out the way I did, that was awesome. I actually wished it was a little bit higher, but to go from a 8-foot 4x4 to a 10-foot 4x4 was like another $20 or something like that. So I'll just deal with tilting my wheelbarrow over a little bit to the side. All right, chicken coop's all clean. Off to the next project. Well, we're here at the workshop. We're building the chicken coop today. Well, we're at least gonna get a start. We have all of our instructions. I forgot the home paper, but we got all of our instructions here. So anybody who wants to know, this is copyrighted. I got this off of the internet. I searched these same chicken coop plans probably 20 times before I actually got one that gave me all the dimensions. And then I was able to select it, hit print, and off it came. It's from thecreativemom.com, and it was made for the Home Depot. So these are like Home Depot plans. Anyways, it doesn't give you exact everything. There's a few things that you do need to figure out your own, but it does work. It calls for a number of materials that I did not have. I did, as you saw, I picked up a few 2x4s here. The thing is, they call for 2x2s. So instead of buying 2x2s, I bought 2x4s, and we're gonna rip them through the table saw. We got some funky measurements we gotta do because it's like a homemade jiggy table saw thingy bobber over there. But we got to figure all that out. So we're gonna get some materials going, and hopefully we're gonna kind of get the main frame all set up. I'll also show you the piece of plywood that we use. It's the same stuff that's all in the Melcoast on the wall. That's all plywood that's coated in plastic. It is expensive stuff, but I had a few extra sheets because somebody measured a little bit wrong. And so I have some extra, so we're gonna use that and throw that in the bottom of this one. We'll see how much we get done today. I doubt we're gonna get it all the way done. Well, as you can see here, we kind of got the frame together. This is kind of just screwing it together. A lot of the diagrams that they give us, the illustrations, like they didn't give us the measurements from the bottom up, so we're gonna measure from the top down. But what we made the mistake of last time was we put in all the top pieces too, the 2x2s. That didn't work because we had to take half the thing apart in order to fit our floor in. So this time, we've learned from last time to be faster this time. I said a lot of times. We're gonna cut that and get that to fit in before we put the top stuff on. We put that in and then we can cut around it and do what we need to so that it works. Otherwise, we were just struggling. Like last time, we pulled it all apart and then we had to line it all up again, and that was a nightmare. This time, we know what we're doing. So, we're gonna get this cut. Didn't have a saw. We'd go get the saw. Get that cut, get that put in. Then we'll do the top piece, and then we'll be able to do the other top piece. And then that might be it for our day. I don't even know what time it is right now. Well, it doesn't look like much. Oh my goodness, I got a pen in my ear. It doesn't look like much of a chicken coop right now, but yeah, it's all coming together, you know, piece by piece. These are the spots, as you can see from, if you go back in the video and you look at my chicken coop when I was up in there. This is where they roost, this is where they sit all night. So the roof line will come down here, and then it's got a little bit more of a peak up at the top here, and that is lots of airflow coming through. There's a little gap here and there's a little gap on the other one. So they got tons of fresh air coming in there. The nesting box hangs off at this end. This is what you use to fasten it to. Of course, we're gonna show you this all later in the next video when we finish it. Yeah, this is how far we got so far. It's pretty good for just, you know, two guys and know kind of ish what we're doing and slapping her happy together. We thank you all for watching. God bless, and don't forget to subscribe.